Welcome to Data to Decisions. In today's video, we will see how we can use some simple Excel formulas to generate a series of dates. For example, if I want to start from a specific date and then go for n number of dates, then I can use a very simple formula to do so. If I want to list all the dates in a specific year dynamically, I can do so. If I want to list all the dates in a specific month dynamically, we can do so. And that's what we're going to do in this video using some three simple Excel formulas. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to use the sequence function a lot in this video. So let's just first understand what the sequence function is. So if I do equals sequence, the sequence function requires how many rows of data are we going to create. And also it is very important to know which is the starting point of our sequence. So this is a very important concept that we will use in a lot of formulas. You want to know where your sequence starts and you want to know how long does it have to go. So these are two of the most important parts of sequence function. And so here, the first example, let's say the user provides the starting dates and also the number of days. This makes it a lot easier for sequence because sequence requires how many days. I'm just going to select D3, which is 15 days, comma. I don't think we don't need to give columns here, comma, or you can do one if it helps you to follow along easily. Then put a one for columns, and then start is where does the sequence start? I want to start from this date, okay, and then we can the step is every single day. Okay, I want 15 days starting from 5th of January every single day. Close parenthesis, hit OK. So now what we have is from 5th to 19th. If I change this date to February 5th, now you see that it automatically changes. If I change instead of 15 days, I want to see 10 days, it automatically changes. So it's working. So the sequence, as long as you provide the starting date and also how many days you want output, then it makes it very, very easy to display. Now, let's go to the second scenario, which is a little bit more tricky. We want to allow the user to enter any year and generate all the days in a year. It's a little bit tricky because, especially with leap year, the number of days is not fixed. So we need to first fix the starting date of the year, which is easy. We also then need to find out how many days do I need to display. That's the little bit challenging part, but we'll do so. Now, let's just start with the sequence again. And how many rows or how many days I want. Let's just put 365 for now and we'll improve it. 365 days in a year and one column of values. And I want to start from the first day. So what is the first day? You can write a function to say date, take the year, which is 2024 right now, comma, first month, first day. So that's the starting day of any year that the user chooses. And just give me every single day. So it will give you from first, if I go at the end, it stops at 30th December because 2024 is a leap year. And so we need to provide 366. So if you want it to be more dynamic, we want to actually calculate the number of days. So we want to first find out the end of the year. So you could do, for example, date, go and choose this, but add one more year. Okay. And then comma 1, 1. So this is nothing but 2025 January 1st is what it will come. Subtract now minus 2024 January 1st. Okay. So 2025 January 1st minus 2024 January 1st, hit enter, you get 366. So it says 366 and let's test it by changing 2023. It will say 365. So now we can dynamically get the number of days in each year that the user has chosen. Now it's very easy to go back to our sequence function formula and say instead of 365, use this, which is dynamic. So now if I change it to 2024, and I go to the end, I'll see 31st December. So now it is dynamic and it'll take on any year, 2020. It'll still go back to the end, 2020, 30 December. So the sequence function, same logic, but we just made the number of days dynamic, right? So now let's go to the last example in this video, which would be If I choose a specific month, how can I get the days in the month? So the same logic. In this case, we enter the first day of the month. So I've entered February 1st. So let's say I entered Jan 1st. We need to know where we are starting and we need to know how long do we have to go. So where we are starting, let's assume that the user inputs the first day of the month here. So that's where we will start. And how long, how many days is the open question. And that's where we will use a function to first calculate end of month, comma 0. So let's show it in date. So this is Jan 31st. And let me put the date format that I've saved. So quick tip, I've saved this custom date format as DDMMMYY. This is very, very handy when I work on projects, international projects where we have uh, different times and different ways of representation of dates are there. It's very, very handy to use this format for me. So 31st Jan 2024, no confusion of are we starting with the day or are we starting with the month, right? So this is 31st Jan 2024. Now, if I want to find out how many days are there, so I can do minus the starting date plus 1. And I need to convert this now back to a number because I want to calculate number of days. So end of month of the starting date, comma 0, subtract the starting date, and then add 1. This will give you the number of days in any month. So let's try it. February 1st, 2024, 29. February 1st, 2023, 28. So now we know how to calculate the number of days in each month. So I can use the same sequence function as before. Say, how many days do I want? This cell, I select the cell, comma, one column of values. Where do I start? From this. And then 1 day for every day. That's it. So I have 1st February, 28th February. So if I change it to 2024, it'll go all the way to 29. If I change this to March, it'll go 31 days. That's it. So three simple formulas, three different scenarios. I find it very handy to generate these dates because we use this a lot when we do reporting and analysis. A lot of the things are around calculating sales or calculating transactions by day. This is something that will be very, very handy for those scenarios. If you have any suggestions for future topics, please put them in the comments. If you have any feedback, let us know. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon in another video.